Kamusta yo fam? I'm Yowawerts, and in this video, we're going to make Thor's mighty Mjolnir. I first printed out the template for this craft. You can check out the description for the link and download this for free. For this craft, I'll be using a 5mm thick EVA foam. However, you can use any flat materials such as cardboard to make your own Mjolnir.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster.
Once we finish cutting out the pieces, let's start tracing them onto the EVA foam.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt.
Next, cut them out using a sharp cutting knife. But before you start, remember to cut out certain pieces at a 45-degree angle. This will allow us to glue the pieces together easily later on.
Well, I just wanna be happy. How to get there? Glad that you asked me. I think it's different for everyone. Some of us need work, others need fun. Some of us need purpose to overcome.
So here are the pieces which I cut out plainly, and here are the following pieces which I cut out at an angle. Once it's done, we can now assemble the head of this hammer. I'll be using contact cement and burn the foam with soldering iron later on, so things will get pretty toxic. With that, I'm gonna have to move outside for the next steps. Both edges of the strips and rectangles must be applied on with the contact cement. And after about 15 minutes of drying time, you can then stick the pieces together like this. To make the head of the hammer, simply glue the pieces together like so. To prevent the head of the hammer from wobbling, I cut out 2 pieces of this shape from Sintra board and glued them inside. Aside from preventing it to wobble, this will also make the hammer more durable. By the way guys, don't forget to wear a mask when using all of these toxic materials. Then, let's glue the remaining pieces onto the main part of the hammer. By the way, if you're interested in more DIY props like this one, please subscribe to the channel and let me know what you want me to do next in the comment section. This DIY Mjolnir was once a suggestion by these people, so I might also make a request in my future uploads. So, comment down! Alright, back to the video.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Thinking something out of my nightmares. See me right there.
I then simply repeated the entire steps on the other side of the hammer.
Will you get bored of killing me?
After I glued the pieces together, I then worked on the Celtic symbols on the edge of Thor's hammer. For this part, I simply used soldering iron to carve out the symbols.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game.
They're not movie accurate, but I think they're still close to looking like Celtic symbols, so that's alright with me.
Change in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win at life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, jam.
Then, I used a cutting knife to write down this Asgardian text.
Bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to
Next, I used heat gun to open up the lines and make them more visible.
feel good.
I also used the same process in creating the line on the hammer off camera. Once it's done, it's now time to make cracks of the hammer. This was my favorite part in making this craft because I really enjoyed ruining the hammer with the soldering iron. I had tons of fun with it, but not too much fun. Otherwise, I might overdo it and completely ruin the hammer for real, so take note of that guys. Then, I worked on the handle which I made out of PVC pipe. I also cut out this part of the pipe so I can later on insert in the leather strap. For that, I'll be sacrificing my brown belt, which was perfect for the job. But before sticking the strap, I first glued the head and the handle together, and that's when I noticed that I forgot this part of the hammer. So I simply cut out this part and inserted a strip of Sintra board between the hole, and that solved it. After that, I then glued these pieces onto the handle. Off camera, I showered this entire thing with super glue to seal the holes on the foam. But Plastidip was actually the appropriate material to do the job, but since my order still hasn't arrived, I simply used super glue and that did the job, so we're good. Finally, I spray painted the hammer with silver. When the paint dried, I then colored the handle with brown acrylic paint. I also painted the cracks with blue to mimic the light coming from the inside of the hammer, just like in the movie. Lastly, I dabbed in some black paint onto the hammer to make it look like real metal. After the paint dried, I then stick the leather strap at the end of the handle and it was all done. So without any further ado, enjoy the reveal of my DIY Mjolnir from Thor, Love and Thunder. Again, thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you guys in the next video.